On this week's show, Liberty Track and Field finds success at Nationals, and we look back at the remarkable season it was for Flames Athletics.
Plus, a Father's Day surprise that will have you reaching for the Kleenex box, and we take you to new heights with pole vaulter Rachel Milnes. This is Flames Central.
How many conference championships did Liberty Athletics win this year? We'll tell you by recapping all of the magic in just a minute. Welcome to Flames Central. I'm Emily. He's Rhett. And Rhett, Liberty Track and Field is the last sport standing this season.
Yeah, that's right. The Flames were out in Eugene, Oregon. Beautiful this time of year. That's what I hear. And they made quite a splash, especially Felix Candy in the steeplechase.
Rhett, are you just saying that because they jump over the hurdle into the water pit?
Emily, I'm not supposed to tell them.
Well, Felix Candy had the last laugh after he put on an absolute show in the men's steeplechase. First up was the semifinal race. Just days before the final, Candy set a new Liberty and ASUN record with a time of 8 minutes and 32 seconds. The junior would go on to place 9th in the final race, the best ever performance by a Liberty Flame in the men's steeplechase, landing him second team All-American honors for the second time in his career. Kyle Mitchell placed 14th in the men's shot put to become the program's first ever shot put All-American with second team honors. And Chelsea Igbarasi, she finished 17th in the women's discus, the best ever finish by a Liberty Lady Flame. Listen to the reaction from the team on Candy's impressive run and Mitchell's thoughts on his first trip to Eugene.
It was inspiring to think about what a great time he ran. Huge school record, ASUN record, and all that. You're like, wow, the guy's going to be really good. I mean, he's already good, but he's got some more to go.
I was surprised because I knew I'll definitely make the finals because I don't think the next hit is going to run that fast. So I was definitely confident and I was happy for that.
It felt really good, to be able to put it together on the day. It still wasn't how I'd wanted it to go, but, give God the glory that I was able to put it together on the last throw.
Well, definitely a bright future for track and field and a great man leading the way in Lance Bingham. Well, staying with some great men, the Liberty football coaching staff is full of them. And we thought there was no better way than to show you how respected these coaches are than by hearing directly from their children in a very touching Father's Day surprise for Liberty football.
Well, I think he's the best dad in the world.
It's a blessing, one of the greatest blessings, if not the greatest, here on this earth, is to be a father. And I know that your families are extremely blessed to have you leading their families, and so we have a little something for you.
They sit in the chair. My full name is Peyton Elizabeth Simons. Braxton Joseph Aldridge.
I'm Jaden Johnson. My dad is Coach Bruce.
I am Britt Gregg, and my dad is Coach Sam Gregg.
My name is Corlin Harris. I'm the daughter of Coach Maurice Harris.
Taylor Dion Hundley, and I am the son of Ricky Hundley Jr.
Happy Father's Day. My dad is Ricky Dion Hundley Jr. Josh Scott. He is a defensive coordinator.
What does he do for a job?
Plays superheroes. He works in his office. He just coaches really good.
He is a O-lineman coach for Liberty football.
He coaches cornerbacks at Liberty University.
He is very pushing to motivate the players to do better at, whatever position and to work hard at what they do.
He is the sweetest man. He would give anyone the shirt off of his back. He loves his kids. He would do anything for his kids. And he's hilarious. He's so wise. He's one of the smartest people I know. And I just don't know what I would have done without him all these years.
His leadership He's able to lead in just a crowd of people.
As soon as he walks into the room, he can just light up a room. Always smiling, always laughing. He has the biggest heart.
Say hi, Daddy. Daddy.
When he drives, he goes I don't even know what he's doing.
He snores really loud when he sleeps.
My father means the absolute world to me.
I love spending time with my dad. I love going on vacation with my dad, and I love to watch him cook.
My favorite thing is to play superheroes. Yeah, I'm Wonder Woman and Braxton's Incredibles.
Okay. And your dad's the superhero?
No. He's the bad guy. He just chased me around the table.
My favorite memory of my dad would be doing football camp with him when I was younger.
Play games with him. Play basketball with him outside. A lot of times I don't play by the rules. He doesn't do his best when we're playing our own football games. He lets me win.
We love our dad because he's really a great example of unconditional love and leadership in our family.
He's coaching soccer to us.
To go get ice cream.
Watch him read his Bible book.
When I absolutely destroyed him in Madden.
This one time he was winning like 21-0 against me, but then he started getting like a little bit too cocky, and then I came back and beat him.
I kept on using run plays, and he got really mad.
He's taught me how to do a juke. It's like you pretend like you're going one way, but you actually go the other.
I love my dad so much because he's taught me to care about the important things in life and not take too much time to fuss about the little things that don't matter.
He taught me it takes confidence and it takes perseverance to play, and it takes a lot of strength.
He means everything. So, I can't even explain it.
He always encourages me in everything I do.
My dad knows when to turn Coach off, and I feel like that's been the most important thing with raising my sister and I.
I'm gonna give him a hug when I come back home. I'm gonna give him a kiss. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you so much. And happy Father's Day. Love you.
Blow a kiss. You're the best dad we can ever ask for.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Happy Father's Day. I love you so much, and I want to thank you for always being there for me.
I'm proud of you again, and happy Father's Day to you, Daddy. I love you so much.
Love you, Daddy. Happy Father's Day. I love you. Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day. Hope you have a good one.
I love you, and happy Father's Day.
I love you, and keep doing the good work.
Happy Father's Day. I love you so much, and thank you for pushing me to where I am today. Love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you very much.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
I love you, Daddy. Happy All Souls Day. I love you. Bye, Daddy.
Man, what a blessing to be a father.
Emily, first off, great job putting all that together.
Thank you.
And speaking of keeping it together, oh my goodness, those coaches, so funny watching them just trying to hold in the tears.
Right, you should have been in that room. I mean, the amount of raw emotion, because those coaches had no idea that that video was going to get played. They thought it was just a typical staff meeting. So really, really cool to see them. You know, I like how Ricky Hundley was like,
or Coach Bruce, he's doing the whole face cover. It was great stuff. You know the tears are coming when they start touching the face.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, now that the athletic year has officially ended, it's almost hard to believe that this past fall we were holding our breath in hopes that we would have a college football season or NCAA athletics period. Well, thank goodness we did, and it turned out to be one of the most memorable years in Liberty Athletics history.
It began as a season in doubt. A season of unknowns. Unfamiliar challenges, constant uncertainty. adversity seemingly waiting at every turn.
Lord, thank you for another day to play.
But in a year unlike any before, we would experience a season unlike any before. This season will be remembered, not for the challenges faced, but for the victories won.
Liberty, the A-Sun three-peat is complete. The Liberty Flames reign atop. The A-Sun continues as they win their third straight conference tournament title and punches the Flames' sixth trip to the NCAA tournament.
She steps in and scores! McKinley Burkett sends the Liberty Flames to the NCAA tournament.
Two-strike pitch, glove to left. This ball's going to end up in the parking lot. Championship point for Liberty. And the Liberty Flames are A-Sun champions.
The pitch, swung, fly ball, high and deep to left. That ball's gone! A two-run walk-off home run for Logan Matthew, and the Flames have beaten Bellarmine.
Snap, spot. Block! It's blocked! The Flames have won! The Flames have won! Block kick, and Liberty celebrates in Orlando. 37-34 on the blocked field goal in overtime.
Oh, that gave me the goosebumps. You can see many of the accolades on your screen. These are moments that will give us memories that will last a lifetime indeed. As a program, the Flames had a winning percentage right around 70 and were over 500 against ACC opponents. But the most incredible part was the Flames' dominance over the A-Sun this year. Truly a banner year for Liberty Athletics.
And you know, successful teams are usually the result of outstanding performances by the student athletes. Liberty golfer Kieran Vincent is one of them. His historic season was recently recognized with All-American honors. The senior was named to the 2021 Golf Week All-American third team, the second All-American honor of his career. This season, Vincent set a new school record with a 70.48 stroke average. He was also ranked as high as number 6 in the Golf Stat individual national rankings, the highest ranking in school history. Another Flame who received some high praise recently is Liberty freshman pitcher Trey Gibson. Gibson was named to the 2021 Collegiate Baseball Freshman All-American team, as you may know. He was previously named the A-Sun Freshman of the Year. The right-hander finished with a 7-4 record and 3.32 ERA over 65 innings.
We'll add Jill Bolton to the list as well. While field hockey has been over for a while now, the NFHCA just getting around to announcing their All-Americans. Bolton would receive 2020 First Team All-American honors. Bolton was a force for LU this season with 14 goals, a team-leading 13 assists, and 41 overall points. She is the second Flame to be named a two-time All-American in field hockey. Well, after the break, we show you how this Lady Flame pole vaulter is overcoming her fears.
Plus, Rhett brings us a special edition of Warm, Hot, and Fuego. That's up next. Don't go anywhere.
In 1776, one of the most important documents in our nation's history was penned by one of Virginia's most famous residents. Throughout the next 200 years, the importance of Central Virginia was deeply woven into the tapestry of our nation's history. Liberty University is blessed to be built upon these same historic grounds, furthering the Christian tradition of our founding fathers and training young men and women of character and of calling. At Liberty, you're welcomed into a community rich with history, and we invite you to explore our campus in Central Virginia to discover more than just the surface level. Building upon the tapestry of history, we strive for greatness, humble to be at the heart of where the country began.
At Liberty University, we don't just believe everyone should have access to higher education, we make it happen. That's why we are offering our Middle America Scholarship to help families like yours by providing over $20,000 over the course of 4 years. Money should not hold you back from the life-changing experience at Liberty University. Find out if you qualify for the Middle America Scholarship today.
First responders, you proudly serve. You are faithful to the call to serve your community, the call to protect, the call to save lives. Just as you honor God through your calling, at Liberty University, we're called to honor you by saving you money so you can earn a degree that prepares you today for whatever calls tomorrow.
Welcome back to Flames Central. You know, pole vaulting is a pretty terrifying sport when you break it down. I mean, you're running full speed with a pole like 15 feet long, and then you're projecting yourself over a bar some 13 feet in the air. It's a sport that you would think individuals who struggle with anxiety would run away from. But Liberty pole vaulter Rachel Milnes is overcoming her fears and using her trust in the Lord to clear the bar.
You're moving your whole body through the air. You have to not only have the strength kind of in your total body and speed, but you have to be able to do the technical skills as well and have the body awareness to know where you are in the air and to know where you are over the bar and where you are with the pole.
Pole vaulting has been a passion of Rachel Milnes for almost a decade. A passion and also a source of anxiety.
Vaulting can be nerve-wracking, and there's a little bit of the, for me, a big fear factor that goes with it. I take a deep breath and try to calm down, get the jitters out.
That fear would grow to a new level once Milnes arrived at Liberty. There were times it would even affect her to the point of not being able to vault at all.
There have been a lot of times where I've been really scared or I haven't hit it strongly, and so maybe I've slipped down the pole, and those things can make me really fearful. I can get so fearful that in and of myself, I won't do it and I can't do it. I think mainly I'm afraid of slipping down the pole is the big thing, and getting hurt. And it's just, I've never really gotten hurt vaulting, thankfully, praise the Lord. But it's a jarring thing to be running really fast on the runway with a big stiff pole in your hands, and then all of a sudden you've slipped off of it. And so even if you're not injured, that kind of, it makes me not want to plant the pole again. And it's a hard cycle that I get nervous. When I'm nervous, I plant it weaker, and if I'm weak, that's when I slip. The toughest moment was probably that spring semester freshman year when it first started, and so I didn't really know how to manage my brain with it, and it just would spin out of control. And I kind of got in this cycle of anxiety, and I never really felt that before. And I didn't really know what to do with it, and I brought it to the track because by the time I got to practice, it was hard to step on the runway and get myself to do something that I was fearful of a lot of the time. It has been such a mental battle in a lot of ways. I had a period where I really wasn't doing well vaulting at all. Thankfully, ultimately, God brought me out of that season of all of that fear, and especially this year, a little bit of junior year before we all got sent home, I was able to come out of that and get back to vaulting, you know, how Rachel knows how to vault.
It was the 2021 ASUN Outdoor Meet that Rachel turned in her best performance of the season, earning a third-place finish and a spot on the podium, but most importantly, a victory over the anxiety that had plagued her.
I found that what helps is taking baby steps and stepping backward and doing drills or doing some other types of things to get me back up to the confidence to do it. And I think I realized the other day that if I'm praying, Lord, help me to do this, and I'm not doing it, it's not that he's not working, or it's not that he's not faithful in that, but it's okay that maybe he's gonna work through the little drills I do that give me confidence to do it. And so it's not that God doesn't always just do the big things where all of a sudden I'm not nervous and I get the biggest ball I've ever gotten and I jump higher than ever before just because I prayed one prayer, but that he, you know, he gives us wisdom and knowledge, and he knows that I know how to do this sport and to work through those times where I have to take those baby step backwards. And maybe that's a little humbling because, you know, after 9 years, you'd think I wouldn't have to backtrack that much, but it's not how it works, that to go back humbly and to work back up to it. Thankfully, I'm out of that loop and that cycle of it, and so I'm able to kind of, maybe it's in my mind for a little bit, but I'll forget about it, whereas before I wouldn't. You know, there might be other times where I get kind of stuck again. I am thinking and hoping and praying that I'll be able to come out of it faster the next time, because I will be able to reflect on how the Lord got me through it the first time, and reflect on his promises and things like that I learned how to handle it and manage it. If you're a believer and you have the Holy Spirit, you literally have God inside of you, and that's the most power that there is. And so you have the power to say no to being anxious. And I don't know that I haven't figured that out yet, right? I still have those times, but just having that knowledge of that power to overcome that, and that's kind of how I would encourage people with it, is knowing that you have access to that power and using that power.
And the lessons she learned about overcoming fear and anxiety aren't just limited to pole vaulting. They also will serve her well in a future challenge on the mission field.
Now I want to be a medical missionary, and I would love to be in Africa, but the Lord might call me somewhere else. Walking through those anxious seasons has helped me just get ready for the nerves that are going to accompany being on the mission field. And I do know that those lessons that I learned, kind of trusting in him and relying on him, definitely has helped to prepare me for missions.
Thanks to our Helmut Montoya for producing that. And kudos to Rachel for continuing to overcome her fears. Well, Rhett, if people didn't cry earlier in the show during the Father's Day piece, they're going to cry, because this is the last WEF of this season until the fall, so it's pretty sad.
Sad times.
But it's a little special. It's going to be the top 3 teams, Warm, Hot, and Fuego, of the season. So we start with Warm. Who is our Warm team of the season?
Yeah, this was really hard. You think about all the teams that did so well this year, the conference titles and whatnot.
10.
So I had to pick just 3 teams.
This was typical.
All right, so honorable mention right off the bat here, men's golf team. All right, obviously the golf team was tremendous this year. We're going to give them honorable mention. Warm is going to be men's basketball. And I'm sure people are thinking, What? They're warm, but okay. Yeah, just hear me out here, people. Join in. The three-peat was amazing. A lot of people thought, okay, this is going to be a retooling year. They did have some fresh faces. You lose the big three from the year before, and they come out, and then right off the bat, you were like, okay, this team, I don't think they're retooling.
No.
We think they're right back there. Like, you know, we kind of talk in the office, and you're always like, yeah, they could win it all, like the conference title again, but we wouldn't be surprised if they were maybe in the middle of the standings, but not the case. An unreal year. My favorite memory from the entire season, I think, was the McGee dunk versus Bellarmine. That was just like, he put a stamp on it.
So many great memories from McGee this year and the Flames basketball team all together. Okay, from warm, we move to hot. Top team of 2021. Who's hot?
All right, hot is going to be softball. This is a program that did a lot of firsts this year. They were right there making it into the top 25, so that was great for them. And this is a group that beat Notre Dame. They also knocked off, I felt like a slew of ranked opponents. Arkansas was right there. They lost by 1 run to the national champion Oklahoma. The beautiful game against Virginia Tech, that walk-off, that was great. And then at the regionals, they took on Tennessee and obviously beat them and eliminated them. So a great year for this program. They finished ranked 25th in the nation, which I think is huge for them. Excited to see the future for softball.
Yeah, there's still a lot of loaded guns on the Lady Flames roster coming back next year as well.
Sure.
Okay, so we top things off in Fuego. Who is the most in Fuego team on Liberty's campus this year?
I know a lot of people here are going to get mad and say you're picking football because it's football. Not the case. Listen up here. A 10-1 season. Some of the teams this group went up against
should have been undefeated, in my opinion.
It really should
that
have.
NC State loss.
Unreal year for them. They beat Virginia Tech. Okay, Syracuse on the road. The Cure Bowl victory over Coastal. But I think the most fun was just watching Malik Willis this year turn into what is projected to be a first-round pick coming up in next year's draft. And I think my favorite moment, and a lot of people are going to say, oh, okay, it was the Syracuse win, or maybe it was the Virginia Tech kick by Barbier. I think it was the Western Kentucky game for me, because in that game, you see Willis run in 3 touchdowns, and right off the bat, first game of the year, you knew there was going to be something special about Malik Willis.
And not only Malik coming back next year, I think that this defense is going to be on another level upcoming season. All right, Rhett, thanks so much. Well, coming up next, there are some new kids on the block. We check in with the incoming freshmen on Flames football after the break. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. You know, Rhett, moving is not very fun. But when you're talking about freshman football players getting on campus and moving in their new places, that's pretty exciting.
Oh, I'm real excited. Can't wait to get to work. 6 a.m. workouts, I'm ready for them. Oh, yeah, ready. What's the
Hey there, I'm Priscilla.
And I'm Jerry. I mean, we're beyond excited to watch his growth in this next season of life. I mean, beyond excited.
Absolutely. Not only for the athletics, but for the culture and the environment that's going to help him develop his character as a man of God. We're so excited about that.
It's time to work. It's time to put that work in, man. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Really excited to meet those guys. Well, we're out of time. Thanks again for joining us, and be sure to check back here every week for more Flame Central.
Yeah, and check out our website as well, libertyflamecentral.com. She's Emily, I'm Rhett. See you right back here next week.